Christmas Eve, and I've still got nothing for you.
Good morning, guys. It is Friday, and it's my third week of Vlogmas, and that should have started on Monday, but this girl has the most boring life ever. No, just kidding. I have been kind of doing the same thing over and over again. I am still decorating the house. I'm still making my gold tree. It's hard to show the decorating without kind of, I don't have a big house, so if I show a lot of my decorating, I will kind of ruin the house tour. So now I don't have much left, just a few things like the tree behind me, and my gold tree. And that is, and if you're new, I'm making a big centerpiece for my tablescape, a gold tree with poinsettias, red poinsettias, a gold glittery tree, and it has been a lot of work, and not kind of planned very well, so I've done a little bit here and a little bit there, and then it takes a long time, but it's kind of now shaping up or drawing to an end with the tree. So I think that is what my main focus for this Vlogmas will be, my tree. If I do anything else exciting, of course I will take you along. I thought I would show you some of the Christmas presents we buy, maybe. We have bought one, so we have a lot to do. We have done no baking, yeah, so there's a lot to do, and I'll take you with for as much as I think you would appreciate, but I think the main focus for my video this week will be my gold tree and my tablescape. The weather, I know I talk a lot about the weather, but this is an important thing to know about Norwegians. If you ever talk to someone from Norway, be prepared to talk a lot about the weather. When you live in a climate like we do, the weather kind of decides everything, what you do and when you do it and where you do it. So we are more than what's common, I think, interested in the weather, and it's the saddest, rainiest weather ever in Norway. I cannot remember December ever being like this. It has rained for I don't know how many weeks, and when it does not rain like right now, it's so foggy that it's almost impossible to drive a car. Very, very sad. And I think many right now feel a bit, and I do as well, get a bit deflated in a way because of the weather. So trying to keep myself occupied with fun things. So I started this morning squeezing my boobs to pancakes. I've been for a scan. We have this cancer program in Norway where every woman over 50 years every other year get a breast screening and x-ray of the breasts. So of course I'm participating in that. So that was my first on my to-do list this morning, but so good to have it done. Just a routine. I have no symptoms or anything. It's just a precaution. Yeah. So and now I'm going to get me some food, and then I'm going to keep on working with the gold tree. And I think this will be a nice place to start or to show the process of making the gold tree. I set out on this process thinking that I would make the whole tree from scratch. And as you will see along the way, I just felt that this is too much. I want my DIYs to be something that everyone can, or at least many can follow and get inspired from. And it was getting so technical, and when we sat down and tried to plan it out, too much. So I bought an already made tree, but of course couldn't leave that alone. So I have done a lot of work with it, and oh, I hope the tree turns out as well as I have imagined it. Yeah. Okay, guys. Here's some of my process. So I started with the easiest tasks first, and that's making gold glittery leaves and flowers, poinsettias. And what I did is that I bought these potted poinsettias. This is white. On this tree I'm going to use red, but I have cut up all of the red ones. I've used 4 red of this size, and you get about 6 flowers for, at least I do. For the Norwegian viewers, this is bought at Europris, and I get 4 fairly large flowers and a couple of small, and some leaves. I was actually not going to use the leaves, but I decided to do that anyway. And what I do is that I take them off the plant or separate them from the flower, and I paint them gold, and then I use Mod Podge. I have used Mod Podge with glitter just to get different kinds of glitter. You don't have to do that. You can use ordinary Mod Podge or any other glue that dries clear. And just sprinkled glitter on top of the paint, so you get these beautiful glittery leaves. And with the flower I leave them as they are, the red leaves on the flower, but the middle I do the same as I do with the leaves. I paint them in gold and use Mod Podge to get the glitter to stick. And when I paint the flowers, so not to spill any glue or paint on the red leaves, I just taken a paper towel and cut halfway through and just thread, and I do like this. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to find the English words, but yeah, you see what I've done. And then I paint, and then I take Mod Podge and glitter. So that's how I make these flowers and leaves a bit more gold and glittery. I have also made some leaves out of glossy paper. I will show you how I did that also, but this is just gold colored glossy paper and Mod Podge and glitter. And this is the flower metal, the kind of metal wire that you use when you make wreaths and flower decorations. So I have some of these as well. Hi guys, I am the queen of procrastinating, especially when I'm doing things I feel I don't know how to do or is the first time I'm doing. So, and this tree is, I have never done, and I have not seen any videos on how to do it either. So this is kind of me making the road as I go along. But I am getting close to the end of making these flowers, or kind of pimping these flowers, poinsettias, and the leaves. I think they turned out beautiful, so I'm very pleased with that. Today I'm going to make a lot more of the leaves that I make out of glossy paper, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I have to make the base of the tree. If you hear a lot of noise, it's us getting hay for the horses. So there's a big truck here, and he's kind of driving this small lift. Is that what it's called? Yeah. But if you're wondering, that's the noise. Okay guys, so as I said, I have to try to make the base today. I still don't know how I'm going to do this, but I think I have decided that I'm going to try to use a plastic pipe, maybe some chicken fence, I think that's what it's called. The kind of woven metal thread thing. And I'm going to use cement or what's the other English word? Yeah, I'll stick with cement to get some weight, because hopefully the tree is going to be rather big, so I have to have some weight at the bottom. So that is what I'm hopefully getting done today. I'm babysitting my furry grandson today, and he thinks these guys are like an old folks home. So he's bored, trying to get them to play with him. Atlas, Ingrid, are you bored? It's boring. So I'm going to show you how I make my leaves from glossy paper. So this is I assume every country has this. This is glossy paper. We often use these to make the kind of paper chains for the Christmas tree. They are white on one side, and I have bought gold colored. So what I do first is that I have cut out a oh my goodness, the English words, a piece of the paper and folded it double, and then I just check that it's big enough. I fold it again just to make a crease in the middle, and you will soon see why. Like that. Then I cut a piece of metal wire for the kind of the small stem of the leaf. This is the kind it's gold, and it's the kind you use on when you do flower decorations, and it's a bit thin, so I am going to fold it so it's double, like this. Then I take the non-glittery Mod Podge, and I cover one side inside of the glossy paper, like, and you're soon going to see why, like this. Then I take the metal wire and I place it in the crease that I just made, like that, and I fold the paper back so it's double, like that. So now it's ready for me to cut out the shape of the leaf. And I have made a pattern or template or whatever you want to call it. So I fold it double, and I take my pattern or template, and you don't have to be exact here, and the size and the shape differs a bit because that's how it is in nature. I don't make every leaf the same. This is the big one, so that's the kind of shape. Then I take this, and this is a kind of a modeling tool. I hope you can see. So it's a small kind of round ball at the end. So I don't cut the paper, I just want to make a kind of a pattern. This is the kind of vein-like pattern that you see in a leaf. You're not going to see much of this when I have put on the glitter, but maybe a little. So yeah, so I'm just pressing down, making a pattern like that, and the same on the other side. Like that. And I just do this on one side, not on both, like that. Then I take my glittery Mod Podge. You don't have to use glittery Mod Podge, but I do because I want different kind of glitters, but you can just use ordinary Mod Podge. And I apply the Mod Podge on the whole leaf on both sides. Like that. And then for the fun part, I take my glitter and I sprinkle it all over the leaf and shake off the excess. Is that what it's called? Excess. Yeah. The glitter that doesn't stick to the glue or the Mod Podge. And you have to do this, of course, while the Mod Podge is wet. Like that. And now I have a glittery leaf. So I just have to make 1,000,000 more, more of those. Now I hang it up to dry, like that. Ja, där var det. Där var det. Okay guys, so it is confession time. I caved. And by that I mean that I bought a tree. Yes, I was supposed to make one, and when my husband and I sat down and started to plan how we were going to make the tree, I just thought this is not going to work. Not because we didn't know how to make it or that I don't think we could do it, but because what I do here is that I want to make tutorials and DIYs that people can follow and get inspired by. And when we started the planning and I saw how much tools and supplies and equipment that I needed to make the tree, I just thought to myself that this is going to be too much. So instead I bought this tree, and part of it I will take the camera down and give you a closer look, but as you will see, it's not a very well made tree. It's an outdoor tree. It's supposed to stay outdoor, so I guess it's the quality is quite good, I hope, but I have decided that instead of making everything from scratch, I'm going to let this now be my kind of starting point and take it from there. And I think that as a DIY or tutorial, it will be much easier for you to be able to do this. This is a tree, it's 180 high if I stretch the branches up, so it's you don't have to do this project with this large tree or this kind of large tree. You can use a small one, and that way it's a much smaller project. I have to admit that I have kind of not given up, but this is sort of now becoming a pattern of mine when it comes to my creative process. I kind of start all positive and think that this is going to be great, and when I made the flowers and the leaves, and I thought, oh, this is going to be beautiful, and then I bought a tree and had some plants with that, and I just to see how I thought it would look, I tried some of the flowers on the tree and I did not like it. So I'm a bit discouraged, but hopefully when you see this video, it's because I thought the finished project turned out well. But this is kind of now becoming the process I go through when I do this kind of projects, that I start up all positive and I kind of crash in the middle, thinking that everything is going to terrible, and then I finish on not a high but pretty good place, and usually I like the project more and more after I finish. So crossing my fingers that this will be the case now as well. Yeah, so I'll show you the tree and talk you through what I'm going to do with it. Okay guys, this is a room with a lot of things in. So it's difficult for me to find a kind of a neutral background that would make it easier for you to see the tree. So I hope I managed to show you anyway. But this is my plan. As you maybe can see, although the tree from a distance look decent, when you come up close, and we're going to come up close because this is a centerpiece, you see that it's not very nicely done. So my plan is now to first I'm going to cut around. I don't want this square, I just want the roots. So I'm going to cut around those and fill the bottom with concrete or cement. I have thought about making the roots longer. That was my plan if I had made the tree myself, but I'm not decided on that yet. It's the English word tape, I think so, is what's covering the tree. And you see in the kind of the seams, it's so poorly done. So I'm going to try to make paper clay and make the stem and the branches more beautiful. And then I'm going to paint. Sorry. I have to mask off all the, where are you, there, all the lights, and then I'm going to paint the whole tree in gold and cover it with glitter. And I wanted to show you that I have decorated a little bit in my crafting room as well, with a Christmas tree and some Christmas stars in the window. And outside along the ceiling or the roof, we have lighted garlands on the outside. I thought this was a cute idea. I have been collecting these small bottles and thought that I would use them as small vases like that. It was a lot of work getting the labels off, but what I did was that I used I scraped off a lot of it, and then I used oil actually to dissolve the glue. So I thought that was a cute idea. So now I'm going to keep working on my tree. So now I'm going to cut this out and fill it with cement. That was all the cutting done, and I think it looks much better. And now we're going to fill the insides with cement. And this is to stop the cement from falling out when we turn the foot of the tree the right way. I'm going to glue some felt on the back of the foot of the tree so that the concrete will not make marks in the table or stain the tablecloth. So I'm going to first add some primer to the cement, and then I will glue felt on top. The bottom of the foot of the tree covered. I didn't find any felt, so I had to use this is it called velvet? Yeah, as you saw, I dropped half the bottle of glue when I was going to glue it on, but now it's dried. So now for the clay. So for my gold tree I need some paper mache clay, and I have never made that before, so I thought I would make a kind of a trial what you say in English, yeah, make it just to see how it works. I have been saving, these are old egg cartons. They do not dissolve in water, so I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'll try. So this is my kind of a test patch. Since the egg carton don't dissolve in water, I had to use the hand mixer. I'm not sure this is going to work, but I'm going to try because I have saved so much of it. So yeah, if this doesn't work, I have to use toilet paper, I think. Okay, so that's my paper mache clay all done. It does not look right, I'm not sure. What I've used is 1 1/4 part damp paper, 1 part drywall compound something or other, and then 3/4 part of this glue, which is supposed to be what's it called? Okay, I'll just write the subscription on the screen. And white flour. Yeah, but it doesn't look right. I'm going to try it now and let it dry and see if I can use this. So this is my test. I just took the top of a soda bottle, plastic bottle, and covered it with the clay, and I'll see how it works. Used to working with paper mache clay. I'm sorry, this is the first time, so it's probably going to look strange. Yeah, I'll just have to try out and see how it works. Still feel like the roots should have been longer, but I have not come up with a good idea on how to do it. Oh, this feels strange. I am securing the aluminum foil with some masking tape. I should have done that further down as well, because it gets kind of squishy, in lack of a better word. Is all the clay done. As you see, I carved in, and I hope this will show when I have painted the tree. I will go over when it's beginning to dry and even out, but for now this is okay. Okay guys, here comes the big reveal. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! It is so difficult to film this tree, but I hope you get a sense of how it is looking. I think the last thing I showed you was putting on the glitter when I started to assemble it with the leaves and the flowers. It was difficult to do so without kind of giving the finished result away. I have not used glue. I have used metal wire, the gold metal wire for everything. And I, as you can see, have also now gone in with pine cones and some birds and some other stuff. And I thought that I would try to show you this without revealing the full tablescape, because I want that to be a surprise or something new to show you in my house tour. But as you see, I have a lot of poinsettias, red poinsettias, that I put glitter in the middle of. A lot of leaves. I would have preferred to have a lot more, but this is what I had time for. I knew that the tree was a bit a different shape than I actually wanted, but yeah, this was what I had to work on. The kind of carving in the stem came out beautiful. E plus N, that's my husband and I. And here's a K for my daughter. And on the side, back here, I have a B for my grandson. I made an extra branch, as you can see. And there's a bird living there right now. And I made this little lantern. It was supposed to have a ribbon on top, but yeah. So that's my gold glittery tree. Of course you will get a closer look when I show you, or a more overview look when I show you my tablescape. But this is my gold glittery tree.
Green red delight with glimmering silver wine. You dazzle us all from big to small. Warm laughter and white smiles, my presents stacked in piles. Take me away, Christmas Day. Take me away, Christmas Day.